Welcome to all our students joining us today. I would like to introduce Jonathan, who is our BorderPass representative.
Fantastic. Thanks, Maureen. Nice to be here and looking forward to explaining a little bit about BorderPass and what we do. First off, my name is John. I'm the head of partnerships at BorderPass. So I work with all of our academic partnerships, and I work very closely with Maureen and the Northern team to make sure that all of our international students are having a great experience. So let me just share my screen. Perfect. So for those who don't know about BorderPass or what we do, think of us really almost like a digital guide to help you along your immigration journey. So BorderPass is a lawyer-backed digital platform, really designed to make the immigration process clearer and more affordable. We work with thousands and thousands of students. We understand that there's a lot of changes. It can be very stressful. And so our goal is to make sure that you can get access to the proper and trusted legal guidance from immigration lawyers, for things like visa permits, family immigration support, pathways to PR, other exclusive services and benefits that we provide to our members. So almost think of BorderPass like a Canadian lawyer in your back pocket that can help you with any aspect related to your immigration status, compliance, current and future visas. So at Northern College, all enrolled international students get a free subscription to BorderPass. As I mentioned, where you can receive guidance, you can ask questions, you can book consults, and receive tools and personalized support for visa applications from Canadian immigration lawyers. So just to give you a sense of the overall full circle international student immigration support that we provide. So some of you may actually know about BorderPass because we helped you with your study permit. Even those that are making their journey to Northern, we provide initial probability assessment to help identify some areas where you may be able to improve, and we help you support yourself through that. Once an LOA is received, we help with the entire study permit application process, where all legal fees are waived. That includes pre-arrival support. So those that may have just arrived, or even are at the border, help give an understanding of what documents you need, what the key criteria are, and what to do to remain compliant. In addition, if a visa application, such as a study permit application, is refused, we can actually help appeal that process in a really easy way. So that's really just students' journey to Northern. Most of you will already be here. And so once you are here, journey with Northern throughout your stay, you can get that expert guidance and compliance management from Canadian lawyers. We help with really any aspect of paperwork or visas or IRCC, Canadian government requests that you might need. And so that includes help applying for your social insurance number, which is required to work in Canada, helping to apply for your co-op work permit. Maybe you switched into a co-op program, or you didn't get a co-op work permit stamped at the border. So we can help file that to the government. Tracking your work experience, these kinds of things are becoming increasingly more important, and matching them to current government categories as they relates to permanent residence. And that includes receiving tips on how to improve your express entry score, which is sort of the most common pathway to PR, if that is your goal. So we want to help you with that day one. Oftentimes students, even if that's their goal, they don't get started on that process until like after they graduate. We feel like that's much too late. And so we have the tools and expertise to tell you right away, here is where you are, here's what you need to do to improve to hopefully achieve your ultimate goals. As I said as well, included within your free subscription is preferred rates, for all types of permit applications like extensions, PGWP, if your program is eligible, visitor visas, that's either for friends, family, people that want to come visit, or including students coming to Canada on a short-term program who only need a visitor visa, and much more in terms of visa application support. That also includes if you want to update IRCC on something, our lawyers have you intake a very basic form, and we can do that for you on your behalf. So again, just knowing that now that you're here and while you're studying, ensuring that you remain compliant, you have an understanding of what's going on in all the fast changing environments, policy changes, answering any of your questions. Again, working very closely with Maureen and the Northern team to ensure that the support is tailored to Northern specifically, and really just helping you succeed and thrive. The other thing that's not listed here is webinars. So we run consistent webinars, and as soon as you create a BorderPass account, you'll be able to see all the webinars that are available. There's numerous that are upcoming, and we can share that with you after. And we try to do them actually weekly on various different topics. So things that are happening in the environment, policy changes. We have how to upload documentation properly, what the government's looking for, and some of the recent IRCC changes for dependent family members. So, these are things that are happening almost in real time. And so our lawyers will jump on, answer your questions, review specific cases, and help to make sure that you're in a good spot. And then, of course, beyond Northern, so after graduation, you're still going to have access to the BorderPass platform to help with the transition to employment, PGWP, and again, continue on that PR planning, track your express entry scores, continue to get tips on how to improve. The journey doesn't necessarily stop once you graduate, if your goal is to stay in Canada. If not, then you take your studies and return home. But we are here to help whatever your goal is from an immigration standpoint. So in terms of getting started, I think I'm going to show a little bit of a demo of the platform, and you'll also get these instructions and get access to be able to refer back. But it's super simple, and I think it's helpful for me to actually show it. So to get started, super simple. There's different ways you can do it, but the way that I see students using us the most is you just go into our website, borderpass.ca, and you click Get Started if you don't have an account already, either here or here. And you find Northern, right? So we have a few different partners listed here. You want to obviously select Northern College as your school, and you create an account. So the mobile number is really to make sure that we have the ability to contact you as required if there's certain pressing issues or things that are missing in documentation or things that we think. There's also the ability to receive SMS updates if you want. It's up to you. Here you're gonna put in your Northern College ID. So it's going to take you into a very brief, 1 or 2 question assessment just to get an understanding of your situation. And basically you just need to select the option that best applies to you. So in this case, for most of you as enrolled students, you're going to select that you have a valid study permit and you've entered Canada. If you don't, it's going to take you into different areas, for example, helping you apply for initial study permit if you don't have one. So make sure you select the proper answer here. We made it easy as the first response, right? I have a valid study permit. I've entered Canada. And then it takes you into the main page where there's all these amazing benefits for you. So I'm just going to show you a few that I think are most relevant, that we see a lot of students, thousands of students taking advantage of. The services are here for you and available whenever you need them. So you can click View Applications, and you can see your application hub. These are all the different applications that are available to you on BorderPass. And again, you'd be able to actually have a lawyer review anything that you're doing on here, and ultimately submit it to the government on your behalf, right? So BorderPass is acting as your representative, as again, lawyers within Canada who are experts in the space, to make sure that everything you're doing is complete and accurate, right? So working in Canada, if you're going to be looking for that, studying in Canada, if you want to apply for a study permit extension, and you just simply have to click apply. And just for the purposes of the demonstration, I'm going to automatically fill some of these documents. But you can see we make it very clear exactly what you need to upload, what's required for each document and each requirement. We're going to give you specific instructions, right? Exactly what the Canadian government is looking for. So there's no back and forth. So you don't have an incomplete application. Same goes for things like a passport. We're going to tell you exactly what you need, the file size, and again, more examples of the biodata page, visas, permits, stamps, what that all looks like, and what you can expect. And our technology actually reads the information that you're putting into the system to automatically pre-fill a lot of what you might have to do on your own manually, one by one, filling, and then there's potential chances for mistakes, which obviously no one wants. So back to the homepage, you're always going to see your active applications open. So as we just saw, I opened a study permit extension application, so I can continue into it. And I keep adding additional information, and like that, it tells me that I'm eligible to apply. And from there are some small fees that you need to pay. Most are the processing and filing fees that are going right to the government, in addition to a small administrative fee for our lawyers to make sure they can review and file. And we keep any fees very, very low compared to what you might see out there. Everything we're trying to do is to give you access to a lawyer in a really affordable manner. Something that you might have to pay many, many thousands of dollars for. You have access to the platform, the process, and a lawyer very easily. So just going to fill in some of these. Again, fake credit card, fake information. This is just for demo purposes. And then there's going to be some final forms you need to complete. You may be familiar with the use of representative form and some additional immigration forms, again, set up in a very clear way, including proof of finances, and then you simply submit for lawyer review. Just wanted to quickly go into the proof of finances section. So this is a really important section, regardless of your visa application. And you could see here, we made it very clear the exact types of documents that the government accepts. And once you're in that document, we're able to actually identify, some key information. Again, more samples, examples, there's videos, and I'll actually show you what it looks like to upload one. So you'll notice when it's loading up, that's because we're actually reading and picking out all the key information, ensuring that it's an accurate an up-to-date bank statement. And one of the cool things about the platform is it also identifies things that the government often looks at multiple times and could result in a negative visa decision should you not take steps. So this is an example that we see a lot. If a bank statement has a large deposit, otherwise known as a lump sum in it. So the government is really scrutinizing those right now. Scrutinizing meaning they're refusing a lot of applications that have large deposits without an explanation. So when I uploaded that bank statement, the technology identified that there was a lump sum, and now in order to continue, I just need to explain where it came from, right? So everything we're doing is to help you, is to protect you, is to increase your chances of approval. It's not that you're not allowed a lump sum when you're showing finances, but it's just that the government wants you to explain where it came from, right? And that's what we're doing here. And then in addition to explaining it, we also often recommend you upload a supporting document, which actually will help further explain what that lump sum came from. So, little things like that, if you were to do this on your own on the government website, you'd never pick up on that because they're not explaining things to you in that manner. They're not showing you lump sums before you submit or different things that they often look at. And through our expertise, we've been able to identify those and just make it very clear for you what you need to do to confirm and move on. So back to my application, everything's ready. And I know I'm moving quickly, but I just want to sort of go through a sense of what it actually looks like, for those that are going to be signing up and using the platform. And really that's it, right? Like then our lawyers are going to review it and submit to the government. So, right now we are reviewing and submitting, in a quite a short amount of time, usually within 24 to 48 hours. And we're tracking that closely, and that's assuming the application is complete and accurate. So again, that's just some examples of extensions, work permits. The other thing, which is brand new, is visitor visas. So if you have family members that you want to come visit you, you can now do that all through the platform in a similar type of way, where you answer some questions, upload some documents. Our lawyers look at it and they submit it for you, and give you tips where required. It's just some of the other things that you have access to for free is our express entry scores and tips. So you can track your score. We'll give you tips. You can schedule a meeting with one of our express entry and PR experts, get access to the skilled work tracker, all these types of things that you should be thinking about day one when you arrive, to make sure that you're setting yourself up for success. Some other aspects, if you are going to be traveling at some point, we help ensure that you're following the proper guidelines. We're going to give you, back all your documents and show you exactly what you need to travel, and give you additional tips and tricks. Work rules, right? So based on what I had filled out previously, it tells me that I'm eligible to work. It tells me how long, what my work conditions are, and key questions or frequently asked questions that come up. And again, always have the ability to book a call. That's up to you with a lawyer if you have additional questions. We can also help with housing, and reviewing leases and anything when it comes to legal and immigration. You can come to us. So I'll just wrap up by showing you how to get in touch. I went through how to create your account. I recommend, regardless of your status, regardless of where you are in your journey, create your account, fill in some of the questionnaires, get acclimated with the platform, use us to sign up for webinars, to ask questions, to start getting your applications in place if you know you're going to need to apply for one. And again, we're always here to help and guide you along that journey. So one other thing just to note is how to get in touch with our team. So you saw throughout the platform, there's ways for you to book a call. You can schedule a call with a lawyer. Sometimes there is an additional fee attached to that, usually about $100. And again, that's totally optional and up to you, but we want to give you that option, which again, because of our partnership with Northern, these are all very preferred rates that you would not be able to get if you just tried to go speak to a lawyer externally. hello@borderpass.ca, hello@borderpass.ca. We have email support. And oftentimes, depending on your email, if you want us to give you a call, we can do that as well. From one of our support staff, if it's a question about the product or a part of your visa, there's webinars, and there's also always this chat bot. So this, you could see, will always pop up on your account. It does use an element of AI. We do find that this actually answers a lot of students' questions. So if you want 24/7, this is always available. It's connected into IRCC's information, BorderPass's information, your account, and you can always ask a quick question. And then if it doesn't know the answer, or if you're not satisfied, or if you have more, you can always just say, connect me to a human, and it'll do that, right away. And it'll go right into our support staff, which, are online, Monday to Friday, during business hours, usually around 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. But you could see, there's a lot of different types of questions here that often get answered right away. Any time of the night, any day, go on, and we're here to help. So with that, I'll wrap up. Hopefully that was helpful, and I look forward to seeing a lot of you on BorderPass, creating accounts and using all these services that are available to you to make sure that you are protected, make sure that you're remaining compliant, and making sure that really you're succeeding in whatever your goals and immigration goals might be.
Thank you very much, Jonathan, especially for those key features and tips that'll help our students' pathway much smoother from study permit to study permit extensions, postgraduate work permits, and PR. Thank you so much. We'll now turn it over to Stephanie, who will discuss our StudyInsured new student health insurance.
Thank you so much, Maureen. Jonathan, that was amazing. What a rich platform you have. And wow, I just learned so much. It was, just making it easier for students is such a valuable thing. So I really appreciate that tutorial on that, because I learned a lot too today. Over to me though, of course, I'm here to talk to you about your international student insurance. Hopefully the presentation that I showcase today will answer a lot of your questions, but of course we're wide open to receiving them. And more importantly, today is not the only day that you can ask your questions. We are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to make sure that you get the support you need. So I'm just going to share my screen quickly. So today I'm going to start off by sharing with you a few health insurance basics. So you might have been told at some point that Canada has a national healthcare system, and that is indeed true. Unfortunately for people in Ontario, it is only available to permanent residents or citizens of Ontario, meaning that international students like yourselves must arrange private health insurance in order to receive medical care at institutions or facilities within Ontario. And more importantly, those facilities are quite expensive. It's something as simple as an eye infection or a sore throat, just a regular visit to a doctor to get treatment for the flu, for example, can cost anywhere between $100 and $200, with escalating costs for more significant injuries like a broken bone being several $1,000s. Hospital stays are around $7,000 per day. So if you are hospitalized for a more serious illness or injury, then that bill climbs up quite quickly. So essentially, we are here to ensure that you are protected from these high healthcare costs by having the insurance arranged for you. So the wonderful thing about our partnership with Northern is that this is automatically included in your tuition fees, so you do not have to take any action at all. You don't have to enroll in this insurance independently or, register for the insurance. It is automatic, and you will receive your insurance confirmation documents in February. So we did receive the enrollment list, and we're just going through it now to make sure that everybody has arrived safely to Canada or is pending to arrive to Canada. And once we have confirmation that you've started classes, of course, in February, you will receive your insurance confirmation. If you do not receive your insurance confirmation email by the end of February, please do reach out to the Northern College team and they can assist you with getting the documents that we have arranged for you. So the insurance confirmation email will be essentially a welcome letter, but there are going to be a number of PDF attachments that go alongside it. Most importantly, we do have instructional guides on how to not only secure care via virtual health. That means a doctor meeting with you over your minor illness over video chat. So this is a very convenient and completely cost-free way to get qualified medical care for your minor illness. And there's also an instructional PDF on how to register for your member portal or your student portal. So those are two good instructional PDFs that you'll want to review when you receive them. But additionally, you'll have a copy of the policy wording. So that is the legally binding document. That is all the benefits, exclusions, limitations, and the processes on how to use the insurance. There's also a copy of a claim form, which is essentially not necessary if you do register for the student portal, because we do have an online claim system. But if you are ever required or requested to fill out a claim form, then there's one available in that welcome package. And last but certainly not least, in fact, most importantly, you have a wallet card. And your wallet card, I've just expanded that image a little bit there, has important elements on it. Namely, it will have your first and last name that we received during registration. It'll have your policy number. This is the number that is going to be requested of you every time you seek medical care and engage our services. And also, it'll have your effective and expiry date. So it's very important that you pay attention to these dates. If you continue with Northern College, they will ensure that you have coverage back to back, of course. But in the event you are graduating or you're leaving, the expiry date is a very important note for you to take consideration. Something to also keep in mind, and I bolded this out at the bottom of the slide here, is that coverage is only available to current students. So if for any reason you have to leave your program at Northern College, whether you are going back to your home country or if you are decide to move institutions, anything like that, your coverage will expire before the expiry date. So it is only available to you while you are a student at Northern College. More information about that can be provided by the Northern College team, or you can give us a call, but essentially your expiry date will update if we are told that you are dropping out of the program, for example. Just one more note, it's very important that you keep the wallet card with you at all times. We never really do know when an accident or illness is going to strike us. So it's important that you keep this information close to you. Because it's a PDF, you can actually print a number of copies. So I would recommend keeping one in your wallet, maybe one in your backpack or your school bag. Keep it, maybe perhaps give a copy to a roommate or somebody that is close to you that can help you in a medical situation. So just keep in mind that you should have this available to you because it is required when you're seeking medical care. Okay, so a little bit about the plan that supports you. This plan is designed for unexpected illnesses or injuries that befall you while you're a student at Northern College. So the expectation is that you've arrived to Canada healthy and happy and ready to go. But as a human being, you might get a virus, a viral illness, for example, or perhaps you'll get an infection. Maybe you'll slip on one of those slippery sidewalks in Northern Canada, twist an ankle or break a wrist. These are all reasons to use the insurance to ensure that you get the appropriate medical care because they are unexpected injuries and illnesses. The plan can be used worldwide. The only place it cannot be used is your home country. So feel free to, take advantage of your long weekends or your school breaks. If your friends are planning a little trip outside of Canada or outside of the province for that matter, perfectly fine to use this insurance outside of Canada, just not in your home country. And last but not least, it is supported 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by a multilingual StudyInsured assistance team. I will elaborate more on the services that they provide in a different slide, but just keep in mind that this is one of the advantages of private healthcare, is that you can receive guidance at any time in any language. Now, when it comes to the benefits of the plan, you are supported well by being able to visit any medical facility within Canada. That's hospitals, clinics, urgent care centers, walk-in clinics. If a family physician takes you on their roster, that's eligible as well. Basically, you can use it anywhere doctors are practicing in Canada. The benefits are also available for emergency dental care. So that is, a blow to the face where you've broken your teeth, whether that's a fall and you've hit your face, or if something has hit you like, a basketball, a soccer ball, a snowball, that kind of thing. If you've had damage to your teeth, it's covered under the plan up to a certain limit, as well as unexplained dental pain is covered up to a certain limit. So that's, you've arrived to Canada without any dental emergencies or anything like that, but a few months later you wake up one morning, you have a toothache, that is eligible under the plan as well. Just make sure that you understand that it is a limited benefit, so keep that in mind as well. There's also one dental exam available on the Explore Canada plan. So you can receive a dental examination once per year after the 90 days initial period of your policy has passed. And paramedical services, so that's things like physiotherapy or massage therapy after an injury. There's also a benefits for osteopath and nutritional counseling, things like that available through the plan. Mental health care is something that we take very seriously. We want you to recognize that your physical health is just as important as your mental health, but mental health often gets neglected, and we want to make sure that you are aware that there are mental health benefits, not only through the insurance plan, but also through a program that I will discuss later with you called the Stay Healthy at School program, which offers 24/7 mental health counseling. So again, I'll elaborate that in a little bit. Emergency prescription drugs are covered by the plan as well. So under the category of emergency prescription drugs, we are talking about things that are prescribed on a short-term basis. So something that is, designed for immediate relief of pain or symptoms. So antibiotics, pain medication after an injury, things like this are very important in recovery, but the benefit is not designed for ongoing medication. And last but certainly not least, we do cover emergency transportation and repatriation costs. So if you are diagnosed with a significant illness and you prefer to receive your treatment in your home country, we will help make arrangements and pay for the cost of you to return to your home country for that treatment. Now, just a few highlights. There's a full list of limitations and exclusions on the plan. You don't have to memorize them, but you certainly should be familiar with the most important ones. Number one being that unstable pre-existing conditions are not covered. So if you are someone who lives with a chronic illness or injury and you receive routine care for that chronic illness or injury, for example, your physician back home has highlighted that you need to have a certain test or you need to have a certain checkup every 3 months, every 6 months, every 2 weeks, that kind of thing is not covered. That is anticipated medical care. And as the previous slides have indicated, this is designed for unexpected emergencies. So we will always help you if you're sick or injured. However, if you are receiving routine care for a pre-existing condition, that is not covered. Furthermore, if you have an emergency related to your pre-existing condition, but your medical records show that the condition was not stable before you arrived to Canada, then it is also not covered. So if you've had any changes in medication, any hospitalizations, any visits to a physician for emergency care related to your pre-existing condition in the 90 days prior to your arrival, you will not receive coverage for that condition. So I just want to make sure that everybody is familiar with that limitation on the policy. We will always help you the best we can with helping to book appointments or find the appropriate medical care. But at the end of the day, your claim will not be eligible for payment. So you will have to pay out of pocket for routine care or care for unstable pre-existing conditions. That also includes routine prescription medications, of course. So if you take a daily medication to help maintain or stabilize your condition, that is not covered by the plan, and that will be an out-of-pocket expense. And last but certainly not least, elective tests or third-party requests are also not covered. If a medical doctor has stated that you need a test in order to investigate a symptom of an illness and they want to nail down a diagnosis, that would be covered, but you cannot elect to take tests that are not requested by a doctor. So if the doctor does not see an illness or an injury that would require that test and you still go forward with that test, such as a thyroid test, that kind of thing is not covered. So keep that in mind as well. So when it comes to support and services, I highlighted this a few slides ago, but I'm getting into more depth now. The StudyInsured assistance team is available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they can support you in any language. So this is very important to understand that they are your one-stop shop, whether you just have a simple question about your coverage, or you are sick or injured and you need to visit a medical facility and you're not quite familiar with your new surroundings yet and you'd like some guidance with that, we are more than happy to help you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We would love for you to engage them anytime you need support. They can also give you guidance with how to submit your claim, and they are also crucial in managing more complex cases. So anything regarding hospitalizations or multiple appointments to nail down a diagnosis. This is the crew that's essentially going to make sure that everything is taken care of and that we are fully transparent with what's covered and not covered. So please feel free to scan the QR code that's on your screen right now, and this will put the StudyInsured assistance phone number directly into your phone. But just a reminder, it is also printed on the wallet card. So you will have access to this phone number as long as you have your wallet card with you. But we do encourage you to put it directly in your phone as well. So I mentioned earlier, you are going to be receiving your confirmation email with your wallet card and all of those details in the month of February. But if you need medical care before you receive your wallet card, please just call the StudyInsured assistance team, same phone number as always. But when you're going to call that number, you're going to let them know that you don't have your wallet card yet. You're expecting to receive it in February, but you still need to open a case. And you're going to save all of your receipts, your invoices, anything that you paid out of pocket. Make sure you hold on to those because you can submit them once you get your wallet card and then we can reimburse you for your eligible expenses. So keep that in mind. You'll be able to submit your claim online once you have your wallet card as well. But prior to you receiving your insurance information, you're going to have to pay out of pocket for your costs. Do not hesitate to get any necessary medical care. That's very important. Make sure that you are getting the medical care you need and just hold on to those receipts so that we can reimburse you once your policy becomes active. Now, your student insurance website is going to be very handy for you. So we do encourage you to bookmark this website, studyinsured.com/Northern College. Here you can get, the copy of the policy wording that was sent to you via email. If you would like to, bookmark the policy wording in digital form, you're welcome to do that. All of the information about the plan is available on this website. And of course, it also gives you access to the virtual health doctor as well as your student member portal. Now, if you've already received your health card or your wallet card, I should say, so it's after the month of February, you have your information, we do encourage you to consider virtual health first for your minor illnesses. So if you have a sore throat, a rash, an eye infection, anything that you could go to a walk-in clinic, that's what we call them here in Ontario. If you need to see a doctor for a minor illness, please go to the website, click the link that says need to see a doctor, click here, and you'll be taken to a page where you can register for our virtual health service. So I mentioned previously, virtual health is it's a qualified method of receiving medical care, medical advice. If you need a prescription for an ointment to clear up a rash or maybe antibiotic drops for an eye infection, that is included in the cost of the virtual health service, and they will send the prescription to a local pharmacy for you to pick up. So this is a completely cost-free, extremely efficient way of receiving medical care in Canada. Typically, you can see a doctor within minutes. I would say a max of 15 minutes. You essentially get a link to a video chat pretty much instantly as soon as you enter in your illness or your illness details, and then you're matched with a doctor that can help you with some advice. It's a completely secure video connection, of course, And if you need a referral or a prescription, that's available with the service as well. If you need to see a doctor in person, so this is especially if you've had an injury, it's not, the doctors in virtual health are not able to assess injuries or major illnesses. So in that case, you will have to see a doctor in person. If you'd like to take control of this yourself, you're welcome to use the doctor or clinic search tool that is also available on the website. So again, you click need to see a doctor, click here. When you scroll to the bottom, you'll be asked to enter your policy number, and then you'll get a map that populates all of the facilities in your region to visit, and they will be listed as either direct pay or insurance is not accepted. If the insurance is not accepted, you'll pay out of pocket and submit those bills to us. But if it says insurance accepted, then you will be able to receive care without paying out of pocket. Of course, if you would prefer to have, you know, a hand-holding situation where you're guided through the whole process, that's exactly what the assistance team is there for. So you can call us anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And the StudyInsured assistance team can also guide you to a local medical facility for treatment. So this is kind of a dry topic. I fully admit that insurance is not the most exciting of topics to discuss, but if you kind of nodded off and you're not paying attention, I do expect you to pay attention to this part, because this is the most important piece of information I am relaying to you today. And that is if you are involved in a serious accident where you are seriously injured, or if you have a serious illness, you must inform us, same number, StudyInsured assistance, within 48 hours. Ideally, you're getting in touch with us as soon as possible, but if you are not able to get in touch with us immediately, then you must do so within 48 hours, or someone must do so on your behalf. Failure to do so will result in claim payment of only 80% of eligible claims, which means that you will be responsible for 20%. I mentioned earlier in the presentation that healthcare in Canada is quite expensive. So if you are in hospital, let's say for 5 or 10 days, that is easily a $70,000 to $100,000 Canadian bill. So if you want to be protected from paying 20% of that bill, then you must inform us within 48 hours to make sure that the eligible claims will be paid in full. So make sure that this phone number again is in your phone, that someone close to you has this number, and you relay them the rules about serious illness or injury so that we can ensure you are taken care of and we are managing your case in any circumstances of serious illness or injury. Okay. When it comes to making a claim, we try to put together a very simple process for you. Of course, you need to gather required information. So that's going to be information about you and your policy number, your contact information, of course. We'll need your dates of service. We also need the reason for your medical appointment. It's not enough for you to submit a hospital bill for, you know, $1,300 and just say, I went to the hospital. We're going to need to know why you went to the hospital. Were you ill? Were you injured? If you were ill, what symptoms did you have? If you were injured, how and where did it happen? We want to make sure that we have full information for the claim in order to process it. The more details, the better. If you have follow-up appointments, this is also important to note. But you are going to be able to gather all receipts, whether you've paid out of pocket or we're simply just handed an invoice at a direct pay facility. Make sure you're taking copies of everything you can. And most importantly, we need a way to pay you back. So if you've paid out of pocket for any of your care and you need to be reimbursed, we will need your bank account number. The expectation is that most of you will have Canadian bank accounts. Of course, if you do not, then we will be able to wire transfer any bank account, or sorry, any reimbursement necessary to an international account. They do take a little bit longer, but that is available to you. Again, if you have any questions on how to submit a claim or what documents you need, you can just call us for guidance. When you're ready for your claim submission, you can register for the member portal. You simply need your policy number, your last name, and your date of birth to register. And then once you get through the registration page, you have access to all of the menu options within the member portal, including submit a claim. So you basically go to that tile, click get started, fill out the requested information, and you can submit your claim. It'll give you an opportunity to upload your PDFs or the images that you've taken. So just a note on that. If you have a paper copy of an invoice, you simply just need to take a picture of it. We do not require hard copies of anything. As long as it's legible and you can read it, the JPEG image or the PNG image, that's absolutely fine to upload into the system. So you upload your claim into the system, click submit, And then essentially you wait for your status update, which is available in the claim status section. So we aim to process claims in 7 to 15 business days. Once we receive all of the required information, if your claim is missing anything, you will be able to note that in the claim status section. So you click in there and it will let you know, we're missing the drug identification number on the official pharmacy receipt. So please submit that and we will be able to reimburse you, things like that. So pay attention to that section. You'll also receive an email notifying you that there is a note in your claim status section, as well as an explanation of benefits. So make sure that you're paying attention not only to your emails, but also you're checking in your student portal for your claim status update. So just to recap on that, when you're ready to submit your claim, just register for the member portal, which is available at studyinsured.com/Northern College. Alternatively, if you want to email us your claim, that's fine too, but please keep in mind that this is a less secure way of submitting your claims. We have very tight processes for our member portal. There's two-factor authentication. It's heavily patrolled essentially by our IT security department for unknown users and things like that. So it is a very reliable way to submit your medical information. But if you prefer, we do still accept claims, at least in the, for now, via email. Student claims at studyinsured.com, if that's your preferred method. We still need all the same information, but that is an alternative method if you're having trouble with the portal. Okay. Some of you might be coming with spouses or dependents. We do have a Northern College family website where you can enroll your spouse or your dependent in the same insurance program, the Explore Canada plan. You visit studyinsured.com/Northern College Family, and you will need your policy number. So this is available after February, of course. You'll need the other applicant's information, so their name, their address in Canada, their email address, and you'll need a method of payment. So this is a separate cost to you. So your insurance for yourself is carried forward through your student fees. But if you are enrolling your family member, you will need to apply for them separately and pay for them separately with a credit card. You're not obligated, I should make note, you're not obligated to purchase this for your family. You can use any Visitor to Canada insurance that you wish to have, but just a note, it is incredibly risky not to have insurance for your family members. As you know, the insurance or the healthcare industry in Canada is quite expensive. You do not want to get caught without insurance in Canada. So whether you choose to enroll them in the same plan as you or search for another Visitor to Canada plan, that's entirely up to you, but this is an option for you to take. Okay. So as I have the last 4 minutes here, I'm just going to try to run through some information about the Stay Healthy at School program. This is in support of your mental health. So what is mental health? It's everything that makes you you. Let's be real. Our physical bodies are one thing, but our personalities, our relationships with others, the way we engage with the world, this is our mental health. And it is designed to work on a spectrum, essentially. Nobody is going to not have mental health in some capacity. You're going to have poor mental health, great mental health, somewhere in the middle, but you will exist on this spectrum for your entire life. So this exists in everyone. It is one of the markers that at least Canadian doctors and many doctors worldwide will consider as determining a determining marker for your overall health. So you could be fit as a fiddle running marathons every day, but if you have depression, and the average doctor would not say that you're in a good state, kind of thing. So keep in mind your mental health is just as important as your physical health. And most importantly, it will affect how successful you are in your Northern College program and your relationships and your future prospects. We want you to have a great time at Northern College, and more importantly, we want it to set the stage for a wonderful life. So make sure that you're taking care of your mental health. Positive mental health typically looks like positive relationships with others, whether that's an intimate relationship, friends, good working communication with the general public. This is important. Coping with stress. So especially as international students, you have a lot of stress on you, whether it's related to budgets or housing or, just classes in general. Exams can really get people down. But positive mental health means that you can cope with these expected stressors, right? You work productively, you tend to have better physical health, so you're eating well, you're sleeping well, you exercise a little bit more often than someone with poor mental health. You get the picture. Your full potential is more often realized when you have positive mental health. On the other side of the coin, poor mental health looks different in everyone. You know yourself best. You know what poor mental health looks like in you and your closest family members. But typical observations are people have difficulty with relationships. They have more troubled habits with sleeping and eating. It's difficult to stay on task, stay organized, study, complete projects, you name it. When it comes to academics, poor mental health really does impact your productivity there. Sometimes we have feelings of numbness, hopelessness, anxiety, despair. We're having a hard time with stress. And often a remedy for that stress is relying on substances. So drinking more, or drinking alcohol, I should say, specifically, smoking, engaging in illegal drugs or activities that we know are not good for our bodies, but it's a way of escaping the kind of stress that we're feeling. So there's a lot of ways our mental health shows up in positive and negative lights. You know yourself best, pay attention to yourself, and get the help you need. Because poor mental health is very common. 1 of every 5 people experience poor mental health at least some point in their life. 1.1 billion people worldwide are currently suffering from a mental health disorder. And by age 40, over half of us actually will have had or will be suffering currently with a mental illness. So pay attention. Make sure that you are, checking in with friends and family, and getting the most out of your Northern College experience. But we are here to help as well. The Stay Healthy at School program is available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week via phone, instant message, or video call. It's completely cost-free to use. So this automatically, Northern College international students are automatically enrolled in this program. And it is designed to support you with anything, whether it's academic or personal. We are there to chat with you. It's completely confidential. So you are engaging with qualified social workers, mental health workers, counselors that have degrees and qualifications, and they are bound by the Code of Ethics governed by Canada, which means that nothing that you tell them will leave that conversation. No records are shared with anybody outside of you and your counselor. Another thing to note is that it's completely voluntary, so no one can force you to use this. No one can book appointments on your behalf. You have to take that step forward and make sure that you're getting the coaching and the counseling that you need. And last but not least, it's completely accessible. So I mentioned earlier, it's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It is also available in more than 100 languages. So if you are someone who is new to English or French, and you prefer to speak to somebody with the language skills that you come from with your home country or your home culture, we are happy to connect you with someone who can support you in your own language. It's also available, of course, phone, online, and mobile app. The counselor qualifications, all of the counselors that you speak with have a minimum of a master's degree in social work, psychology, or other related counseling field. They all have 5 years minimum of postgraduate experience. They are in good standing with their regulatory body, and they are completely solution focused. So they are going to have a chat with you, find out what's been getting you down, and work with you on a plan on how to pull yourself out of that situation. So rely on them and their expertise to help you through these tougher times. Most people have a resolution between 3 and 4 sessions. Some go up to 6, some need fewer, but you basically work with your counselor on how many times you'd like to check in with them. What are the milestones you're hoping to reach in those checkpoints? Whether it's, getting more control of a difficult conversation with a loved one, or, getting through the exam calendar. These are all reasons to call and use the phone line. They will always be there to help you, no matter big or small. No issue is too small for them. Keep in mind, again, you can access the counselors via phone, instant message, email exchange, or video chat. So when it comes to mental health counseling, that's one side of the coin, but this is a traditional student assistance program, which means that you also have access to legal consultation, When it comes to immigration, I would say that the border passes should be your number one choice to engage with those kinds of services. But we are, of course, able to connect you with a legal consultation up to 30 minutes for free with a with a lawyer that can discuss, landlord and tenant disputes or criminal charges, fines, things like that. So keep in mind this is available to you. Financial consultation. So financial literacy is a very important factor for post-secondary students. Make sure that you are getting the right advice, whether it comes from investments, budgeting, managing your own personal finances or assisting with others. Keep in mind that this is another available service through the Stay Healthy at School program. Life coaching in general. So, what do you do after graduation, or what's your next step in the phase of your academic life? They can certainly help you put a focus on what your goals are and work out a plan with you on how to get there. So life coaching consultation is a 2 to 3 month phone program, and you are going to be paired with a certified life coach that has certain qualifications, and they essentially help you get through to the next stage of your life. Wellness coaching is similar to that, except it's focused on your physical self. So whether you are trying to stop smoking or achieve a certain weight goal or strength goal, these are people that can give you the right balance of advice and personal motivation. So when it comes to the Stay Healthy at School program, some important notes is that, of course, the Stay Healthy at School program provides compassionate and professional understanding of a myriad of mental health issues, as well as the life services that I had mentioned before. It gives you practical tools for resilience and advice for overcoming mental health setbacks. And if and when possible, we will also refer you to community and online resources for long-term support. So that's essentially the crux of the offerings for the Stay Healthy at School program. But what they will not be able to do is diagnose a mental illness. That is something that only a medical doctor can do in Canada. They will not be able to give you access to prescriptions or any pharmacology that might support your road to recovery, and they're not designed for ongoing care. So we will be able to support you. You can call the phone line as many times as you'd like, but it isn't designed for someone to get concentrated care for the entire time they are going through something. Really, they're developing an action plan for you to get back on your feet during times or periods of darker life circumstances, but they're not designed to have weekly sessions with you for the next year and a half. It really is a short-term solution. If you need ongoing care, they'll be able to direct you to longer-term services. Now, when it comes to accessing the program, you can access both, of course, on the phone, 1-833-646-1524. The QR code will put that phone number right in your phone. So I do suggest that you scan that QR code and have the Stay Healthy at School program automatically ready at your fingertips. Alternatively, you can go online. So you go to ca.helpwhereyouare.com. You enter the company code SHAS. And through this website, you can do a live connect, so an instant message chat, or you can schedule an appointment. There's also a number of different articles and resources that you can explore online as well. The app has the exact same functionalities as the online system, except it's in a convenient mobile application form. So you can still explore all the same PDF resources and searchable content of the website. And then there's also the ability to call right from the app, instant message, text message, video call, etc. So the way you get the app, you go to the App Store or Google Play, search for iConnectU, sign up, of course, complete the user details. And again, the passcode is SHAS. So when you are connected to the service, that is how to access the specific content for the Northern College students. So that's the end of that. So just a recap, the insurance website, StudyInsured.com/Northern College. If you need to enroll a spouse or a dependent, the family insurance website is StudyInsured.com/Northern College Family. Mental health support website is ca.helpwhereyouare.com, and you just need to enter the company code SHAS. But I do appreciate your attention today, and I wish you great success during your studies at Northern College, and of course, great physical and mental wellness. Thank you so much for your time today.